Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022. It is also day 7 of JS and day 381 of WebDev. And today I have this HTML page that I just wrote up all about whales. And the goal for today is to turn this whole page using JavaScript only to be all about octopi. So I think that is a plural for octopus, right? Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and fork this template. Let's see, and the link to the template would be here, right, in JS. So I'll fork, and that's going to make a copy. All right, so start with changing the text. So every time it mentions like whales, I'll basically change it to mention an octopus. So real quick though, I noticed that in my HTML, every time there's a whale, there is a oops, forgot to close this span tag here. There is a span tag with a class animal. So let me do myself a favor and open up a template because I forgot to do one thing there. Fix that there. So what I'll do is I'll target each class animal, and basically I'm telling JS to see like anytime there's a class animal, change that class to be octopus. The inner HTML of that to be octopus. So hold up, where is it? Okay, so forgot to have a end span tag here. All right, so I'll save that and go back to my copy. It's not a copy anymore. I mean, it's not a template anymore. All right, so I'll go to my JS and I'll create a variable. Well, first of all, maybe because it's a span tag, just so I could see it better, I'm gonna give all the span tags a font weight of bold so I can see anytime that there's a bold. And oh, here I noticed there's a problem. So I must not have ended a span tag there. So let me see. Span tag, end span tag. I'm supposed to end it here. Okay, there we go. And then I think that's good, so I should fix that over here as well. Why didn't I put a end span tag? Okay. There we go. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to go to my JS and I'm going to create a variable called whale. Let's see, I'll do whale array. An array is kind of like a list. So the reason I'm saying whale array is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to access the DOM, and from the DOM I'm going to use this function get elements by class name, because I know that all the whales have a class of animal. So now what I'm doing is I'm targeting all of the whales. Basically I'm targeting each class of animal so that I can change them later on to be octopus, right? But here's the thing, this function returns an array, which is an HTML collection, which is an array, and it's a list actually. So I'll do console.log and actually show the whale array. It's not a list, but I like to think of it as a list because it's easier that way. It just has like, I don't know. Let me open it in debug mode. All right, Control-Shift-I to open developer tools, and you'll see that it pops out an HTML collection, and I can see that it's a collection of 10 items, and this is an array, right? An array. And I can't just change, like, I can't say like whale array and then change its inner HTML to be like octopus, because the array is the array itself. I have to access each animal class within that collection, within that array. And so to do that, I have to do a for loop. If I could just get to my code. So I'll do for, and then I'll have that there. I'll do for variable called whale, or I'll do a variable called animal. Not to be more specific, set that to 0, and I'll be like, as long as the animal is less than the whale array length, then I can do animal plus plus, so the animal count will keep increasing, and so then for each animal inside the whale array, I'm going to change its inner HTML to say something like octopus. And now you'll notice that now it's literally all about octopus. So you have octopus, octopus, and then octopus, octopus. I probably should delete that S because I didn't add that S there. All right, and then probably should change, hold on, where's my H1? Oh, I didn't have an end tag there. So span there, let me go to the template. I think I have one there. All right, so that's that. Okay, so now onto the next order of business. I noticed that this thing is there's something wrong with it. So let me see. There's a dot here for some reason. It should be there actually. Let me see. Oh, I don't have an end span there. Apparently, I forgot to put an end span literally everywhere. All right, so now that's good. Let me go back and make sure that that's fixed over here. I might as well just, okay, let's move this here. Just copy that and paste that in here. All right, so that should work there. All right, okay. So the next thing is to change the images or maybe the link. So if I click on the link, it's going to take me to the Wikipedia page of a whale. And I don't want that because again, this is all about octopus now or octopi. So I wanted so that this link changes automatically to go to the octopus Wikipedia page. So I'm just going to copy the link to that. And then I'm going to go here and create a variable called link because it's only going to be a single element that's returned, not an array or a list. So I don't have to do a for loop because I'm going to access the DOM and I'm just going to use this function called get element by, well, I could do get element by ID, but I don't have it set as an ID. I believe I didn't give it an ID. So what I'll do is I'll do get I'll do query selector, and I'll just put in A. So what query selector does, it selects the first tag that it sees that you put in here. So if there was another link, it wouldn't select that one. It would select, unless it's the first one, unless it's above this one, if there was another link like over here, then that's the link that it would select. But because there is no other link, it's going to select the first and only link that it sees. That's what query selector does. And it returns that link, only a single item, which is it's really good because I don't have to do a for loop. So I could just directly change the link source, actually href, because that's sources for images, and then paste that in there. And now when I click on it, it should take me to the Wikipedia page of an octopus, which is really great. All right, so that's that. If I were to add an ID to this, let me see. If I were to add an ID, like ID is equal to link, I could definitely just do the same thing. Let me comment that out. I could do the same thing by saying var link, set that equal to document dot get element by ID name, and then I could put in the link variable, I mean not variable, ID, and then I could just do link dot href and set that equal to the Wikipedia page, and then it should have the same effect here. Or not, let's check what we did. So get element by ID, document, link, get element by ID name, or is it just get element by ID? Oops. Okay, now it works. My bad. It's get element by ID, not get element by ID name. All right, so that's another case scenario, but I'll just kind of comment this out and just say like this is when a tag has ID equals link as an attribute. So I'll just comment that out and then I'll leave this over here. And I believe actually this is the most this is the most industry way to do it. Like, you have IDs, you have classes, and that's how you usually are gonna like work with these nodes, these objects, is by using get element by ID. But it's an example, to use query selector. So let me just go back and delete the ID. Or I could always comment that out. Oh, I can't do that here? Okay, that's great. All right, so now one thing I did want to mention is that it's different from inner HTML because what I'm doing right now, I'm targeting the attribute, right? Because the href is an attribute of the link. This is what I'm changing. And so just as I targeted the inner HTML of each animal, which just basically changed the pure text, the pure HTML, to be from whale to octopus, what I could do the same by selecting the attribute of any node, any object, any element, right? So that would be href. And so now I'll be able to see this with images also, because that's, I believe, the last thing I need right now to do. So I have a whole page about octopus, but I have images of whales, right? So we got to change that. So I did, though, give each image an ID, which is really good. So I gave the first one image 1, img 1, and the second one img 2. And so I'll just make sure. Okay, everything's good. So to target that, I'll do var and I'll do img, or I'll do image 1, and I'll set that equal to document dot get element by ID, and I'll put img1 because that's how the ID is, and then I'll just say image 1. And what I want to change about this image, the attribute that I want to change is the src, the source, which is the link over here. So I'll go ahead to Unsplash and kind of just get some images of an octopus. So I'll do this one maybe. So I'll right click, copy image address, and then go back to my code if I could ever find it. And I'll just target image source and set that equal to the link over here. And then it should be able to change on the web page right there. Perfect. And so I'll do the same thing for the second one. I'll kind of pick an image that I can use. So I'll right click, copy image address, and do the same thing. So I'll do variable. I'll set it to image2 equals to document dot get element by ID. The ID is img2, and I'll just do image2 dot source and change the source to be that link. And now we have my page completely changed to be all about octopi. And then even the link works, which is really, really cool. So, okay, I think that's it for today. That's my practice for today. Yeah, I'm gonna be going now. Bye.